Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here again. And, it's Thursday, so happy Thursday. And I wasn't quite ready to give up on heroes yet. We did the other two skill cards that were Jaden. And there is one more skill card I think that actually really benefits the elemental heroes right now. And that's going to come from Joey Wheeler with Palaminization. So just real quick, for those of you who don't remember this skill card, here's what this is going to do. During your own turn, you may reveal one normal monster in your hand. During this turn, that monster can substitute for any one fusion material. If you do, the other fusion materials must be the correct one or ones. This skill may only be used once per duel. So why does that sound super familiar? Well, guys, that's essentially the effect Goddess with the Third Eye had and allowed us to fusion substitute. So, of course, we used that a couple of times. And now we're going to have a skill that's going to allow us to essentially generate any of these 6 fusion monsters that this deck is capable of. So real quick, the base monster list is a bunch of one-ofs. So it's going to be 1 Avion, 1 Blade Edge, 1 Bubble, 1 Burst, 1 Clay, 1 Necroshade, 1 Sparkman, and 1 Wildheart. And again, it's all one-ofs. Most of these are searchable. The only 2 that are not searchable in this deck are going to be the Blade Edge and the Necroshade. Everything else is able to be searched. Out of this, 4 of these cards, half of my monster lineup, is available for the Palaminization skill. So as long as I have any one correct material and any one other normal monster in this build, we will be able to go into whatever fusion we think is actually going to help us in the moment. Moving into my spells, and again, spells are going to be the remainder of the deck. So 12 spells today. It's going to be the 1-2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone because I'm super into it. You guys could always substitute in Fusion Sages if you like, just because you might want to fuse twice in one round, which is very possible. I prefer to go with a little bit of control aspect, so I'm not leaving myself totally open. We're going to go with 2 copies of Fusion Recovery this time. And again, Fusion Recovery is going to be really good. It's going to help us reverse tutor and go into the additional summon. So this is why I'm not using my Sages. I'm using the Recoveries instead. 2 copies of the Fusion Weapon, because again, this is still super viable. When we go over the extra deck, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 6 are actually eligible for this. So again, make any monster a boss monster. Let's go and let's do that. 3 copies Polymerization. Again, maximize it. We do want to fuse as much as possible. We just want to make sure the first fusion is going to be the most important one so we can hit the field running. And then last up, just 3 copies Reinforcement of the Army. Because again, you want to be able to tutor into the card that you need very situationally. It just is what it is there. And then, of course, the extra deck is going to be 1 of each. Dark Bright, Flame Wingman. We're going to have the Plasma Vice, the Rampart Blaster, the Steam Healer, and, of course, the Thunder Giant. So I think this really puts the casual back into casual duelist. It's a very fun take on heroes. I don't think you're going to top at the tables with this one, but I do think that you and your friends are going to have an excellent time playing, especially because, again, you're going to have 6 different characters that at any point in time, this deck is very capable of playing any one of them. So it really gives you the feel of being Jaden Yuki, really gives you the feel of just having all these options and just worrying about having the correct combination at the time. So that's that. I would like to thank all of you guys for showing up. You guys have been showing up strong all week. Let's hope that that continues. If you guys have been enjoying this, if you guys would like to support the channel, simple thing to do. All you have to do is click subscribe. If you've already done that, you might consider hitting the notification bell so that you're always up to date with what the newest video is. And, of course, just keep coming back. You guys have a wonderful day. And anybody who wants to know the cards and what they do, you stick around. Everybody else, you guys have a good day. Give me a second. I'll clear the field. And then we'll explain the deck, starting with the main deck. So, again, just real quick. Skill card, once per duel. Reveal a normal monster in your hand. Any one of them. Could be Avion, could be Sparkman, Burst, Bubble. Not Bubble, Burst or Clay, sorry. Just go ahead, reveal that normal monster, and it becomes a fusion substitution like Goddess with the Third Eye. Again, Avion here for the name, and also because we can use this with our skill card today. Blade Edge, also, everybody's going to be for a name, but everybody else is also going to have their own effect. Blade Edge is able to inflict piercing if it is better than the defense mode it is attacking. Bubble Man, if this is the only card left in your hand, you may special summon it. If this card is summoned, you can draw 2 cards. You must have no other cards on the field or hand in order to activate the secondary effect. But you could still get the summon and float up the field a little bit. Again, Burstinatrix, base stats. Clayman, great defense with the 2K, but also just base stats. Necroshade, this is one of our 2 tribute monsters. Once while this card is in the graveyard, you can normal summon a level 5 or higher elemental hero without tributing. The best method would be if they had given us Prisma. We could reveal Darkbright and go through all the motions of pitching him and then go ahead and summon out your Blade Edge later. It just is what it is. I think this might be more useful when we get into the Neospatians in about another year or 2 when Konami decides to announce that that's going to happen. This will really help with Neos plays. Sparkman, again, not bad on the stats. Good, solid 1600. And, of course, used in, I think, 3. I want to say that as far as this deck goes, Sparkman and Burstinatrix both tie for being the most useful, each having 3 separate fusions that they go into. And Wildheart, just unaffected by traps. So this is good. He can't be stopped by them. He can't be destroyed by them. It's amazing. Going into the spells, the Cosmic Cyclones, pay 1,000, target a spell trap on the field, banish it. Again, very useful for making sure that the back row isn't going to hurt you. Because, again, you've got some heavyweights. You got Thunder Giant. You got Plasma Vice. You got Flame Wingman. There's not too much in the front row that you should be worried about. So, again, I pack a little something for the back row. Fusion Recovery allows you to target a polymerization in your graveyard or one monster that was there because it was material for a fusion summon and return those cards to your hand. So, again, having this really lets you reverse tutor some of those cards back. And again, this is the reason why I wasn't using my Fusion Sage, although you could. Fusion Weapon, again, equipped to a level 6 or lower fusion monster, so everybody in the extra deck except Plasma Vice is eligible. And this is going to be great. This is going to make every monster a boss monster, so very, very worthwhile to play. 3 polymerizations, again, got super lucky. I love the secret rare. I'm sure this isn't going to be the first, last, or only time that I say that. And again, this is the Fusion Catalyst and super important to a lot of the GX decks. And then last but not least, especially not least, it'd be the Reinforcement of the Army, allowing you to add a level 4 lower warrior from the deck to the hand. And again, that's 6 of the 8 monsters in today's deck. So again, this is just great. It allows us to get into the normal monsters and really pick and choose which fusions we want to use in which moment. Now, we get to go over all of the elemental heroes again. And again, they must all be special or fusion summoned. So no Waking the Dragons. And I'm just going to read the remainder of their texts. Darkbright is Spark plus Necroshade. If this attacks defense, inflict piercing. If it attacks, change to defense at the end of the damage step. If this card is destroyed, target a monster the opponent controls and destroy that card. So again, very chaotic, very cool, and I love the art. Flame Wingman, when destroys monster by battle and sends to graveyard, inflict damage to opponent equal to the attack the destroyed monster has in the graveyard. Plasma Vice, if attacks defense, inflict piercing. You can discard 1 card, target an attack position monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Again, this is another one of those big reasons of why you're not afraid of the front row. That's why I went with the Cosmic Cyclones. Rampart Blaster can attack directly while it's in defense mode. If it does, apply damage using its attack value, and attack is considered halved during the damage calculation only. So again, a long-winded way to say, while it's in defense mode, you use this stat and only half that stat. Fantastic. But again, since it is half the stat, that does include once you start using fusion weapons. So if you were to put 2 of those on there, the attack would be worth 2,500 because you'd be adding 3,000 to this. It would make it 5 and a half, 25. So again, not terrible, kind of crazy, never comes up. Steam Healer, sort of like Flame Wingman, when it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. Gain life points to the original attack now. Very cool there. And then Thunder Giant, once per turn, you can discard a card. Target 1 monster on the field with an original attack less than the attack of this card. Destroy that target. Now, couple of things to explain about this. The opponent's original attack. So if my opponent has Thunder Giant, but they already have a copy of Fusion Weapon on theirs, then it is equal to or less than mine. However, it needs to have an attack less than mine. So in that instance, not so much. So let's say it's Flame Wingman instead. Flame Wingman is now at 36. Original is 21. My Thunder Giant could break it. Same thing. If I equipped my Thunder Giant, because it's regarding the attack of this card, not the original attack of this card, I would be able to destroy up anything up to, let's see, if we added the fusion weapon, it'd be 39. So anything 38.99. So that's most of the game. There's a handful of fusions that exceed this. But again, this does make Thunder Giant a veritable threat. So that is pretty fantastic, which is probably why I used him yesterday so much. I mean, if you're going to choose a powerful character, you got to choose a powerful character. Just is what it is. Guys, this is my Palaminization build. And again, I love the elemental heroes so much because they're so iconic. And the fact is, they're just really easy to play. There's so much flow. There's so much synergy. And it's one of those decks that we had for years that just kept getting more and more support. So it's really fun to see, like, again, they have 2 skills that are just for them, but that they can go ahead and use other skills like Palaminization just for the heck of it. So again, this was very fun for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. We've got 1 or 2 more of these this week, depending on if I want to do a double thing for Saturday. And then, of course, we're going to roll into Sunday and get you some more Speed Duel then on the normal day. So, yeah, keep enjoying, and you guys have a wonderful day. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Later, my friends.